Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live on YouTube at TradeEZ or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Another wild day with volatility, unbelievable moves in the market. S&Ps, I think from the high to the low and all the in-betweens, has got to be north of 150, close to 200 points on the S&P. NASDAQ, forget it, probably more than double that. And again, volatility's here. All the strategy, what phenomenal patterns today. I can't wait to show you. But again, S&P's down 71. We hit a print low of 55.09. NASDAQ futures got below the 19,100, about below the 19,200 range. But again, it's all about the strategies I've created, all about buy and sell divergences. And again, if you're able to identify these strategies, I truly believe with my guidance, my teaching, my mentoring, you'll be able to see these patterns and exactly what my community sees. And we had a phenomenal day here. Gold bucked the trend here a little bit. You know, gold was up got up to the 29.99.70, 30 cents away from 3,000. And then boom, it kabooshed. It dropped like $6-7 in a matter of probably about 5 minutes, right around about the 340 time period. But again, wild day here. The market's trying to find the bottom here around this 5,500, 5,530. We just rallied off the lows from 55 just now in the last 15 minutes. S&Ps were trading 55.14 and just rallied 21 points. NASDAQ futures just rallied about 100. So again, we had a good PPI number. Wholesale inflation looks like it's coming down. We had the CPI number yesterday coming in at 2.8. Market shrugging all this off because of all the tariffs news and the fear of recession. But the point of the matter is that we trade what we see here. And I can't wait to show you, but the patterns were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. There's so much to show you, but I only have a short period of time, and let me show you right now. So first of all, coming into today, we had some really great shorts on NVIDIA, okay, on the opening here. And again, off the 15-minute time frame, here we are, ding, 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 right here. The stock opened right here at 9:45. It pushed up into the negative MACD. I had no fear at all being short this, and look what it did, above 117, and look at the drop. Went down, it dropped $3 in less than 30 minutes. A great monster short. Okay, look at Avago, AVGO, another similar pattern right here on the opening. Right here, you can see the push up above 96.32 here, and you can see what Avago did, down almost $5.50. These patterns are absolutely amazing. Okay, when you see these sell divergences like this, this is an absolute Picasso. All right. This is an absolute Picasso. MSTR, another good one. Pushed up right after the opening, 945, 266. Boom. Dropped almost $11+. Again, pushing up into these negative MACDs. INOQ. I had this really good short here. Look at INOQ. 2257. We were shorting above 2240. Look at the new high, the MACD, the non-confirm. These strategies, this is just one set of strategies, and I have so much to show you. These strategies are absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. Sell divergences, whether you're in a positive trend like you were in INOQ, or you have sell divergences in an uptrend, or buy divergences in a positive trend or in a negative trend. It doesn't make a difference. I'm telling you, what I'm teaching each and every day here is so unbelievable. and how these patterns repeat themselves off of my 5 conditions and my 10 strategies, 2 strategies of buying and sell for each condition. Let me show you some more here. So today, everything, you just threw a dart right here. All you had to do was throw a dart, because what happened was the 30-minute time frame, you can see here the negative MACD, the algorithm is negative, right? And then if you bring up the 30-minute reversed to sell right here. And what you look to do is now you have what's called a sell disconnect. The 15 and the 30 correlated with the 15, right? And the 60 is still bullish. So you have 2 out of 3. The 15 and the 30 are negative. And what do you look to do? You short the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame. Bingo. Look at this pattern at 1240 right here. The Qs got up to 471.78. You blinked. 15 minutes later, they were down more than $3, almost $4. Again, pushing down. Caught this low here with the 60-minute time frame on the Qs, not confirming. This is the second strategy right here. You can see the new low here on the Qs right here at the end, right around the 130 time period. I said I would be buying these here. The MACDs could not confirm the low, right? Then once the 60-minute time frame bounced right here, right? What happened? We caught the short on the 15-minute time frame right here. Look at this short on the 15. Now the 15-minute time frame. So in this example here, the 60-minute time frame. Well, on the first example at 130, you make new lows, and the 60-minute MACDs did not confirm, nor did the 30-minute MACDs on the Qs. And if you look here, you can see that the 30-minute time frame right here, the MACDs did not confirm the low. If you just draw your horizontal line across here, you can see that the 30s did not confirm, nor did the 60s. So on the new low, when I was trading around the 14, 15, 10s, you can see, and the Qs rallied roughly $4 off that. A monster pattern, monster pattern here. Everything lined up on that pattern. But again, if you look at the 1240 time period, going back to the 1240 on the 5-minute time frame, I switch it to the spiders, the 30-minute reverse to sell, and here's the 1240. What a beautiful bear flag right here. So this is technically the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame after the 30-minute time frame reversed to sell, and it correlated not only in the spiders. In this example, the spiders were negative on the 30 and on the 60-minute time frame and on the 15. So all three. So the Qs, the spiders reversed to sell on the 30-minute time frame. It correlated with the 15. It correlated with the 60. You short the first bounce on the 5-minute. The second strategy is the 15, and I'm going to show you that. So this strategy at 1240 was an absolute Picasso. The S&P futures, I believe that they dropped close to 50 handles, 45, 50 handles on that strategy. Now I'm saying, but eventually. But if you see even here, the spiders were trading the 554.5, and right here, boom, that's 30 points right there on the S&P. So with this strategy, it's a little different than the Qs. This strategy, the 30-minute time frame reversed to sell at 12 o'clock. It correlated with the 15 and it correlated with the 60. You short the first bounce on the 5, and I'm going to show you the second bounce on the 15. On the example of the QQQs that I just showed you, the 30-minute time frame at 12 o'clock reversed to sell, orange over blue, my algorithm reversed to sell. It correlated with the 15. So and the 60 is still bullish, whereas the spiders, you have now a natural negative trend. Okay, on the QQQs, you have a sell disconnect. Regardless, they were monster strategies, and monster shorts. Everything lined up at 1240. Coinbase lined up at 1240. MSTR lined up. Amazon lined up. The whole world lined up. You could have just thrown a dart like that. Because if the S&Ps are dropping 30 and the NASDAQ futures at 1240, I think dropped roughly about 140 something like that, you know that everything's going to reverse here. Everything is going to reverse. Okay. The SQQQs rallied 70, 80 cents, right? So everything lined up at 1240. Once the 30-minute time frames reverse to sell, and then you short the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame. I'm just showing you the patterns, how everything aligned. Okay. So if you look here now, the next strategy that we took after that, after the push down, was the long, okay, on the spiders. So you can see here, looking at the 30-minute time frame, all right, even here, and I'll make it a little tighter for everybody to see. When we made the new low here, okay, around 2 o'clock, you can see that that if you draw my horizontal line, that the MACDs did not confirm the low. The MACD did not confirm the low. I told my friends, I said, they're going to explode. Okay? They're going to explode. I told everybody in my community, they're going to explode. And look what they did. The S&Ps ran from the S&Ps ran from the 55, I believe it was 55.09 and change, 59 and a quarter, all the way up to 55.58 or 58.59. Okay. And then what happened then? We had a monster short. So this would be the first, I'm going to show you the first bounce on the 15-minute time frame after the 30-minute, which is, to me, this is one of my most powerful strategies, right? When the 30-minute time frame reverses to sell and it correlates with the 15 and the 60 like the spiders did, good Lord, S&P futures within 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, let me see the high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dropped over 40 points on the S&P. $4 on the spiders, nearly more than $4 on the Qs, roughly about 180 points on the NASDAQ futures. So this strategy is so powerful, right? And in this example, you had the rising ADXs that are like this on the 60, on the spiders with the big selling pressure, on the Qs, the ADX is rising. So when I got this push up at 3 o'clock on the 15-minute time frame, the 30-minute was getting overbought into the negative MACD. The 15-minute time frame had a 95 overbought reading. I said, this is a no-brainer. The SQQQs were deeply oversold on the first pullback within the trend. The STSs deeply oversold, the complete inverse, right? Let them have them, right? The guy who paid 57, 58, 59, boom, right down to 14. Right down. Listen, I'm not saying we caught the whole thing. Listen, down 15, 18, 20, 25, you got to take money off the table, right? So again, monster pattern. You wait for the oscillator to roll over, 8 bars, and you can see exactly what happened. I'm going to show it to you right now. This pattern right here, you see the negative MACD? So when we were pushing up right into the 10 bar, 554.62, this oscillator was 90. But because if you can see here, the high was 554.62 and the close of the bar, 551.47. This bar plots what is called end of bar. So when you plot at end of bar right here, okay, when you plot at end of bar right here, okay, dynamically, this was looking like this. But because it dropped, roughly, I don't know, about $3 here, you can see how it plotted a lot lower. But if I take it to the 15-minute time frame, you can see here around the 3 o'clock to 2:50, 2:45, 3 o'clock time period, you can see the significant, we had a 95, almost a 96 overbought reading. So this strategy, again, is the first bounce on the 15-minute time frame. We had the 1240 bounce, which was the 5-minute. The second strategy is the 15, when they either correlate, which they did. Again, the spiders reversed the sell on the 30. it correlated with the 15 and the 60. In the Q's example, the 60-minute time frame reversed the sell, and it correlated with the 30 and the 15. You short the first bounce on the 15-minute time frame. Absolute Picassos today. You wait patiently for the patterns to set up, and then we trade them. Boom. Okay, let me show you Avago, AVGO. Now, Avago is a little different strategy. You can see Avago, and I'll switch this to a 30-minute time frame, reverse to sell on the 30-minute. Now, the 60-minute time frame is still bullish. So when the 30 reversed to sell, you have what's called a sell disconnect, which is one of my 5 conditions, right? And then here's the strategy. You short the first bounce on the 15. An absolute phenomenal pattern, right? You can see the negative MACD on the 30-minute. The 15 is getting overbought into the negative MACD. The algo reversed to sell, correlating with the 15. Look at SMCI. I nailed this short. Okay, phenomenal pattern. Look at SMCI earlier today. Reversed to sell at 11 o'clock in the morning. Now, the 60 is still bullish. Okay, the 60 is still bullish at this time. Look at the negative MACD, blue over yellow above the pivot. You take the first bounce on the 5-minute, and then what do you look to do? You take the bounce on the 15. Look at this, 2:45, 3 o'clock. I was shorting this stock above 40. I think it was like 40, 35, and look what SMCI did. Absolutely kaboosh. Beautiful pattern. Now, it's not going to have the alpha type moves like a Microsoft did. Okay, Microsoft went from 380 down to 380.50, 380.40 down to 378. Meta dropped almost $8. Okay, and so I'll show you Meta. I mean, just throw a dart. Everything lined up beautifully here. Here's Meta, the 30-minute time frame, reversed to sell. Look at the negative MACDs. The same identical pattern. Just throw a dart. I couldn't even speak that fast. Look at the 60-minute time frame. Reverse to sell. Right here at 11:30. So now you look to short the bounce on the 15. Beautiful pattern. So the 60 now reverses to sell. All right. Just like exactly like the Qs. Exactly like the Qs. The Qs reverse to sell on the 60. It correlated with the 30 and the 15. So the Qs and Meta, you short that bounce at 2:45, 3 o'clock, and they got absolutely kabooshed. Kabooshed. Beautiful short patterns. I'm telling you, I love this game. I love this game. I love teaching each and every one of you. These strategies are phenomenal. And again, if you're going to trade the market, and if there's other ways, someone asked me today about, what's another vehicle to trade the market from the short side. If you could trade. Well, if you're looking at the ETFs like the SQQ or the Qs, you could look at the SQQQs as well. All right, great patterns today. I really have goosebumps, but I have to show you a killer pattern here. This is a monster pattern. This is going to take me about 3 to 4 minutes to explain. But this pattern, when you see this pattern, it is. I'm telling you, just take a picture and frame it on the wall. Everything I do here each and every day is just constant repetition, visualization, and then we just wait patiently. When the conditions align, boom, we know how to trade them, right? Okay, so watch this pattern now. I'm going to show you Coinbase, okay? COIN, okay? Now, Coinbase reversed to sell here at 10 o'clock, all right? Before I start, I want to be perfectly clear. When this strategy aligns, when the 30-minute time frame reverses to sell and it correlates with the 15 and the 60, like the spiders did, it's over, OVA. Or, for example, if the 15-minute or if the 30-minute time frame reverses to buy and it correlates with the 15 and the 60, and you buy that first pullback, it's over. I'm telling you. So watch Coinbase. Watch this. So now we can see Coinbase reversing to sell, and I shorted this beautifully, right? Coinbase at 10 o'clock reversed to sell. Sorry, it correlates with the 60-minute time frame. Okay, you can see the rising ADX, MACD negative below the pivot. Look at the 15-minute time frame. You can see here the 15 reversed to sell at 9:45, and then 10 o'clock, the 30-minute reverse to sell. Here's the first bounce on the 15 right here. I caught this short right here at 10:45. But now we know that all three time frames, right, are in sell mode from 10 o'clock on. From 10 o'clock on, all three time frames are in sell mode, right? Okay, we took the first bounce on the 15, then you had another bounce again at 3 o'clock. Again, 3 o'clock, throw a dart. Qs, Coinbase, MSTR, AMD, Meta, PLTR. The whole world was a short at 3 o'clock. S&Ps dropped 40. NASDAQ dropped 180. The Qs dropped nearly 4. Spiders dropped 4. So that was the second bounce on the 15-minute time frame. And I told you my research has shown that you get a minimum of 2 great trades on the 15, sometimes 4. Today was 2. Okay? Now, we know that the 30-minute time frame reversed to sell on Coinbase at 10 o'clock and aligned with the 15 and the 60-minute time frame. Now watch this. When the 5-minute time frame reversed to sell, okay, correlating with the 15, 30, and hourly time frame, I saw again, negative. My eyes go here first, second, third, fourth, right? Okay, negative MACD, rising ADX, right? And look here, right here, okay, right here. The algorithm reversed to sell. When the algorithm reverses to sell and you have a rising ADX on the 5-minute in a negative trend, big selling pressure. Rising ADX on the 30, big selling pressure. Just throw a dart and look to short it. And then you take the first bounce here. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. This is the 15. I'll bring up the 15 here. Here's the short. This is the one right here. I think it was really here this happened. Here's 4. Here's 5. Never look back. So again, you see the ADX rising on the 5-minute, and you get these bounces like this after the 5 goes red again, and it correlates with the 15, 30, and hourly, and the 15 and the 30-minute time frame ADXs are rising. You wait for the bounce to short the 5-minute time frame. This strategy is so powerful. And it's powerful also on the inverse too, when you have big trends. If you have all three time frames in buy mode and you see big buying pressure and the ADXs are rising, indicator 2, with big buying pressure on indicator 2 on the 15 and 30, and the 5-minute time frame reverses to buy, just throw a dart, buy it, and then look for every pullback to go long all the way up. So these strategies that I'm teaching you, I spent nearly 10 years of my life building. Okay, I forward tested in real time. I didn't back test. All right. What I'm showing you here is life changing. Right. And this is exactly why I love doing what I do each and every day, because my legacy depends on your success. All right. When I come back, one more day, I'm exhausted. We have 6.5 more hours to go for tomorrow. And well, actually, I go from 9 to 4, so I have 7 hours. But anyway, I'll explain and I'll tell you what I'm looking for tomorrow when I come back. We had a really big week here regarding economic news. We had the CPI number on Wednesday. We had the PPI number today. And tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we just have consumer sentiment, right? So really no 8:30 number. So the market's really shrugging off, a really good inflation number on the CPI, pretty damn good PPI number. Not that I believe any of these numbers, but let's just go with the fact that the numbers were better than expected. And normally the market will be rip roaring here. But what's overhanging the market right now is this fear of a recession, a fear that the economy is going to slow down. I was watching a couple news shows last night, and Canada has been taxing or putting tariffs on our goods, agricultural and other products, for years. We never really reciprocated, as what the president's saying. So now that he's reciprocating because he doesn't think it's fair and he feels the United States is being taken advantage of, and I kind of agree all these years under the last administration. I don't want to talk politics, but it's really just making our country stronger again, right? You can see his mindset. And again, I don't want to talk politics, but this fear that's being like transmitted to people and was pushed the S&Ps down from 6166 to 5509. We've dropped over 660 points in the S&P in a matter of less than a month, right? Okay, it's healthy. Guess what? It's a great opportunity. Boom, right? I don't know where they're going to bottom out. They could bottom out 5,300. I don't think so because the monthly chart reverses to sell at 5370. But I will tell you this, though. If you take this number tomorrow and we close, and we're going to close below this number right here on the spiders, on the weekly chart, right here, the 573.67, we're going to close at 4 o'clock tomorrow, unless something happens and the S&Ps run 210 points tomorrow, which I doubt. And if I'm a betting man, I'll bet at $10,000 that's not happening, okay? This will be the first time that the indicator 4 reversed to sell since November 17th of 2023. So this is a very big number. And so what I think is going to happen now, when the algorithm reverses to sell on indicator 4 on a weekly, it doesn't go from sell to buy the next week. You have the negative MACDs here, right? You have the negative MACDs here. This is probably looking at anywhere from 1 to 4 months before the MACDs go below the pivot, and I'll show you on the weekly, and then a new gigantic uptrend. I'm still looking for 6,500 by year end. Okay. So when you see these type of patterns, especially with the weekly going negative, we're going to get an oversold conditions, big monster rallies, 50, 100, 200 handles up, and then they'll drop. Okay. Because of the negative MACDs on the weekly. But what's going to happen here is you get that sell. We'll get an overbought condition on the daily, into the negative MACD, into the sell reversal on the weekly charts on my algorithm, indicator 4. We'll push down. But eventually, this is what you're going to want right here. You're going to want to be able to get the market rip-roaring again, is to get these MACDs to go below my pivot line, base, and then turn right back up. And when they start, I would not buy the market in Europe. I would not look to have any swing and or long-term positions until that MACD goes below that pivot line, that solid white line, and base there, and then eventually turn back up. All right. So that's what I'm looking for. And as far as tomorrow is concerned, we have sells right now on the 30 and 60-minute time frames, on the Russell, on the Qs, on the spiders, on the Dow right now. And again, it was just unbelievable patterns today. I'm looking at the Russell. The Russell got absolutely slaughtered today, down about 1.1%. But that pattern at 3 o'clock on the Russell, the Dow, on that pattern, the Dow dropped over 250 points from that 3 o'clock time. And like I said, then NASDAQ dropped about 180, and the spiders dropped about 40 points on the S&P. But coming into tomorrow, all right, the only way I would look to buy the market tomorrow is if I got deep oversold conditions on the 30 and 60-minute time frame, because these 60-minute time frames are still nowhere near looking to go and touch the lows from the past. So these MACDs on the 60-minute time frame, I believe if we do get some push down, let's say 54.80, 54.90, 54.75, and we get a deep oversold condition, I say back up the truck, and I think they're going to take off. All right. If we rally tomorrow, it's going to be very hard here because, just to give you an example, for any type of rally, the Qs have to trade above the 479, and they close above right now 469. That means that they're about $9.30 away. The spiders are 561.40 on the 60-minute, and that means that the spiders have to run $10. That means the S&Ps have to trade 56.40, 56.42 in order to get a buy reversal there. So most likely rallies tomorrow will be shorted, or any deep oversold conditions, I'll be looking to buy them. But again, at 4 o'clock tomorrow, the odds are looking pretty dim here, pretty grim here actually, that the weekly is going to reverse negative on the SPY, the first time since November 17th of 2023. When I come back, I want to share another great story with you. I've been doing this so long, and I've come across so many great people along the way. And, for me, I try to tell people just my mindset, right? And my mindset is, the good Lord gave me a gift, and I'm very humbled by it, right? And I'm able to look at everything, see things, identify things. I understand people cannot be like that, and they focus on just a couple assets and things of that nature. But for me, I want people to learn first, right? Instead of just jumping right in, right? And I think that is could be deemed a flaw. Like one of my 5 keywords is patience, right? Patience has many meanings. Waiting for a pattern to set up like we did today on the 12:40, on the 2 o'clock, and on the 3 o'clock short, right? But patience is also about learning, taking the time to learn, right? Taking the moments that you have to learn. There's a gentleman in my room, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm so proud of so many people. But today, he said something in the Discord that he saw something, he said, it clicked. And he is so determined to learn. And as well, everybody in my community is. And some people learn a little faster, some people get it a little faster, some people get it a little slower, but okay. But it's all about being patient, being proactive, asking questions, being able to be on your toes, not on your heels. My father always said to me, Stephen, when you run on your toes, right? But in life, always be on your toes, never on your heels, right? So the message here tonight is, number 1, I'm not a mind reader. Number 2, be proactive. Be able to ask questions. I'm not going to bite your head off, right? That's how you're going to learn, right? I used to ask my father, Dad, why this? Dad, why that? Dad, why this? Dad, why that? Dad, why this? Dad, Stephen, why do you always got to ask why? Because I want to learn. I want to know. It was a great answer, right? And he answered them to the best of his ability. But I'm not going to bite your head off. I want you to ask questions in my Discord. I want you to learn. I want you guys to be here, okay? My phone just blew up just now, and I can't tell you how many people had a phenomenal day today because they're putting the time in. They're asking the questions. They're being proactive. They're learning. They're listening, right? Some people could trade five stocks or 5 assets in a day. Some can just trade one. Some can trade the index futures in some stocks. Some can only just do one. It's okay. As long as you're consistent, as long as you're able to make money each and every day, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That you're able to learn each and every day, and every you walk away from the screens, that you've come away with something that you say to yourself, I learned something today, right? Whether it was a bad mistake on a trade, whether it's a concept, whether it's a methodology, whether it was a pattern and or a strategy. It is phenomenal to come away. That's why I love this game. I love this game. Even I make mistakes and I'm like, oh, okay, I saw it. Oh, all right, I got it. I'm human, right? I see it, okay? But you limit your mistakes and you're able to adjust. The one thing about this game, there's always another trade, right? There's always another great strategy, another great pattern, right? Okay. So with that, I just think it's important to be patient in your learning. Just don't jump right in. I have so many people who are new and they go, don't even understand my terminology. They go right into a trade. Well, Steve, what does that mean? What does that mean? How about learning first? How about learning, listening and learning? The reason why I do this live stream is because I don't believe in the books. I don't believe in courses. I don't believe in the fact, this is my way I'm teaching live during a live market and being able to identify in real time conditions, strategies, patterns. Okay. So I think there's a lot here today in the message, but I just want you all to just try to recognize what I'm saying. All right. Thank you for joining me today. If you have anyone has any problems or questions, who are in my community, you can go to support@sk.live, or please look at my website and join my community at sktrading.live. And you could follow me on X, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I changed it, sktrading.live. No more Trade Easy. I switched the company now to sktrading.live. Please follow me on X. Leave a comment on my YouTube. And also, if anybody wants to text me, my number is 914-500-7484. Join my community each and every day. So many people each and every day join. I'm so proud of the community, the way we built this up. And most of all, I have to say, have a great night. And God bless you. And God bless the United States of America. Be well.
Thanks for tuning into the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe on YouTube at Trade Easy or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.